Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Crying is a Free Action podcast, a podcast where we discuss politics and news and the goings on in our home states, our communities, and the United States, and around the world, even. I'm joined today with Tommy. Tommy, how are you?
Doing great.
Excellent. Al, you're here with us. How are you?
I'm all right.
He's all right. I'm Justin. I'm okay as well. It's Sunday morning. We're a little low energy when the show starts. A little better this week than last week. We call it Crying is a Free Action because we like tabletop games and board games and war games and things of that nature. And in those games, you get types of actions. You get attack action, movement actions, and you get free actions occasionally. And we're here to remind you that crying is a free action. You can do it while you're doing anything else. Usually a free action is to taunt an opponent or warn an ally of an incoming attack, like from an ice pepperball gun. But you can also cry as a free action, like when you're at work or when ICE are shooting pepperball guns at unarmed protesters for no reason, which we'll get into. As always, we are the team behind EasyVoteND.com. You should go there, where there are things written, there are resources. You can find all of these podcasts. You can also find us sometimes playing video games, which we hope to do maybe later or tomorrow or eventually. But that's it. Let's get into some North Dakota news, because that's where I'm from. So much to my surprise, Trump did approve FEMA funds after the Enderlin tornado happened this last summer here and caused about, well, they think it caused about $11.5 million worth of damage, which is may as well be the whole goddamn state. But I actually said on the show, I said I won't be surprised if they find a way to not distribute these funds, and here we are. They're deciding that because the federal government is shut down currently, that they cannot distribute these funds, even though it goes through the Department of Justice, and the Department of Justice is open, and Kristi Noem can do whatever the fuck she wants. Anyways, they're just finding a reason to not give us these funds, mostly because I don't think they ever intended to. They wanted to keep all this money for themselves. Also, the Enderlin tornado was upgraded to an EF5 tornado, which is the first one in the United States since 2013. That's been your weather fact for the day. We won't have many more of those now that Trump has defunded all of the weather.
Yep, and this is definitely really unfortunate because a lot of these things are already approved, already ready to go, and I assume they just go into the bank accounts of the state immediately to use for discretionary purposes or whatnot. But I guess not. So
yeah, you would think that there would be a pipeline for this that is relatively streamlined. So, I hate to say I told you so, but our lawmakers in North Dakota went to Israel for some reason.
Hell yeah.
That's not cool. Like, we're your state politicians. Like, all of this is Israel trying to buy as many politicians as possible by saying, come visit our shopping mall. We promise we're not doing a genocide, even though we are. Though they did agree to a ceasefire. We'll see how that plays out. That is still in the stages. And not what we're talking about here. I just think it's super weird that North Dakota politicians decided that it was like, yeah, we should definitely go to Israel and plant a North Dakota flag in what is probably formerly some Gazan's farm, some Palestinian dude's farm.
I mean, I guess it's good optics, but I don't,
oh, Lord.
the people.
Yeah.
Those people.
Oh.
I mean, it's really a weird one.
What do you mean?
Because I don't know how
people.
Those people.
Oh.
But I guess it's a lot of it is kind of performative in a way, and not really helping solving any kind of these problems. Because I don't know what are these North Dakota politicians doing. They're not here doing their jobs.
No, exactly.
So
It's not like we don't have enough problems of our own, because guess what? Turns out we didn't get the FEMA money for our Enderlin tornado. So maybe you should be here with that. Speaking of terrible North Dakota politicians, look at how old Julie Fedorchak looks now. She's aged about 10 years in about 10 months. And I'm telling you, this is just what like evil does to people. Like it makes you age so rapidly. I can tell
He's
you,
35?
I'm 19 years old. Look at me. I've been evil for 19 of all of those years.
Wait,
At
how
any
old is she?
rate, who gives a shit? She's old. No, seriously, she's like she's literally just like a cookie cutter politician that they like pressed out of a cardboard box like cut out and was just like, all right, do what Trump says in North Dakota, and she gave a big thumbs up. So yeah,
Yeah.
she did this. She did the Pam Bondi thing where, oh god, yeah, if she's Vera's age, you look way better than she does. She look fucking old compared to you. But woof.
You old folks.
Yeah, that is the
Here,
that's
you have this
10
photo
years
pulled up?
younger than my
Pull up her
dad.
Wikipedia photo.
Pull up her
pull up her
Wikipedia photo?
Yeah, her official portrait.
Sure. Oh,
And like it's only been,
no.
it's only been like it literally has been less than a year.
Oh, yeah, she's... Ooh,
I mean,
that's...
it is touched up, right? This is definitely touched up a
a
little bit.
little,
Sure.
a little, but like... Ooh.
It's only been a year, man. I mean, it's a stressful job having
Yeah.
to lie to the public and listen to people complain and how sad their lives are.
I'm
It's
gonna
like,
be totally honest with you. Would bang, wouldn't bang. Would bang,
yeah,
wouldn't
that's
bang.
well. Now you know what modern dating is. So
Yeah.
that's how my
Oh,
Tinder looks
that's
like a lot of times.
rough.
I'm like, I guess I'm already here.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's
what
like
the lady
Charlie
says. I guess
Kirk.
I'm
Like
already
he
here.
was 32, and I was like, oh shit! I thought he was like a soft 55. I thought he was just like a 55 who took care of himself.
They're like, Tommy, I thought you said you were under 200 pounds. I'm like, 200 kilograms. Sorry.
Yeah, hey, 200
No.
metric tons.
That's right.
Well, you'll never get that back. Sorry, sweetheart. You're gonna look like a melted bag of Halloween decorations too soon. Okay, so that's my North Dakota news. This was a story that was developing last week and whatnot, but the house of a South Carolina judge was set ablaze. Who would like to talk about this one?
I think the clip loaded up is a little bit different.
Yes, it is.
Give me a few. I'm gonna
Okay.
turn my camera off for a second.
Sure. Okay, so in this case here, so we're talking about the house of Diane Goldstein. She's like a judge over in South Carolina. South Carolina, guys, is like a wild place. So in this case, her house was set on fire, and then like her husband just had to like leap out of like a third story window or something crazy like that to kind of escape the fire. But this is possibly some form of political violence because last month, when I say last month, it was like a couple of weeks ago, she blocked the Trump administration from getting voters' personal data handed over to the Trump administration. It's not that she made a choice, she chose to do these kind of things. But I had to look at it. Another judge, Daniel Cook, said that the motion to delay is denied since most of the information is publicly available and it's for the purposes of election integrity.
Yes.
But this is kind of a retaliation of fighting against Donald Trump in a way. But then I also had to look into okay, what did this judge really mean saying that this information is publicly available? So then I went over and looked up this thing here called the available. It's from the EAC, the available voter file information. This is voter information that I guess the public or people can buy and get their information on the different kind of voting stuff. You can probably take a look at over here. So in the beautiful state of North Dakota, it's only $2,000, which seems kind of low.
Yeah,
But until you
man,
look
we're
at
worth way more than that. Except like in Idaho, $20 is overpaying. Florida, $0. That's about right.
correct, because a lot of it is actually free,
Yes.
except some exceptions. So in this case, so I'm going to read you off. I guess if you scroll down the list, you can see what particular information actually is available for sale. So my stuff is free. It's everything except for like the social security numbers, date of birth, driver's license, and all these other things are not available. For the case of South Carolina, so we're looking here, scrolling down a bit more. Uh, so in this case, social security numbers are not available, and so I guess this voter registration. This is what the government is trying to get from, yeah. So, but everything else is
So
still available. Just,
that's the thing is they want all of your personal information to feed into fucking databases at Palantir to track you and become a police state. Pretty simple, not hard. They've already talked about. This is another one that is developing again. That's the one thing when you live in an authoritarian country is you wake up and you look at your phone and you just go fuck because the news is always bad. They've already talked about the DOJ has demanded that certain groups hand over basically gun purchasing stuff. So guess what? The Republicans are building a fucking gun registry. It's already happening. We already knew that was going to happen. They already wanted
that's
to try
right.
to take guns away from trans people. They can take them from trans people. They can take them from anybody. Common sense, guys.
Yep, gun rights. Groups have handed over their entire membership
Yep,
logs over to the DOJ. So congratulations,
absolutely.
guys.
Sure have. So, in and when we say like we're in an authoritarian United States, like we're not joking. Like we're not saying this is a far cry. This is happening. And we have evidence of that because this fucking guy who we talk about all the time, Stephen Miller, this piece of shit, this absolute ghoul, he went on CNN and claimed that, well, let's play the clip here. See how this
called the district judge's ruling blocking the deployment of National Guard in Oregon legal insurrection. Does the administration still plan to abide by that ruling?
Well, the administration filed an appeal this morning with the Ninth Circuit. I would note the administration won an identical case in the Ninth Circuit just a few months ago with respect to the federalizing of the California National
Guard. The Ninth Circuit is
under Title 10 of the U.S. Code. The president has plenary authority.
So he just claimed that the president has plenary authority. And then he stopped. Let's go back a little.
Under the U.S. Code, the president has plenary authority.
Did the camera freeze?
Stephen?
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 Hey, Stephen, can you hear me?
Stephen?
The man froze? Did the man freeze?
The man did not freeze.
It seemed, Stephen, I apologize. It seems like we're having...
The man, okay, well, the man froze. The camera didn't freeze, but the man froze. That's actually the first time I saw the whole clip of that, and that is incredible. I can't believe he was just like, uh-oh, I said the wrong thing. Plenary authority basically means authority above all. That is like the legal definition of that.
That's not good.
No, that is not good. Also, I saw that later in the week, he was discussing President Trump's powers, but kept saying I. Like, I can do this, or the president can do this. And so when we call fucking Stephen Miller the shadow president, this is who we're referring to. Let's see, Fox News, AOC, Stephen Miller, because they showed fucking AOC's clipped just dunking Stephen Miller all over Fox News, like to his face. I'll find that. Actually, it might be on Reddit. Also, Jesse Waters is still fucking weird. At any rate,
That's state-sponsored media, right? State-run regime media, whatever.
Yes, yes indeed. So, speaking of Stephen Miller, this is recorded on Sunday, October the 12th, 2025.
All that a
And-
great band, but man, the sun really sucks.
Right?
Sorry, go ahead.
Lord. So, Trump has been talking about the Insurrection Act a lot lately. Which means he's probably going to declare there's an insurrection and try to pave the way for martial law. So we need to be prepared for that. But there is some silver linings with some rulings that have come from the courts recently. And so the judges have said that the National Guard can stay federalized, which is a bad thing. Which I can't believe all these fucking libertarians and whatnot aren't like, oh my God, my state's rights over all that kind of shit. But they're not. They don't give a shit. But that Trump cannot deploy them to cities. Now, this whole lawfare, like, he doesn't give a shit about the laws anyways. It doesn't really matter. But, at least it's something to say, like, the court said he can't do it. And it's maybe one more step to getting some of this fucking stuff unfucked. But he hasn't declared an insurrection yet. But it's only Sunday. What do you think?
Yeah.
Is he gonna...
Okay. I guess let me look at the timer above us.
Mhm.
I'm gonna give us maybe like 3 weeks before we're declared.
Antifa?
Yeah. We're a pretty small group.
That's true.
But we do have like a No Kings music festival, I guess, coming in.
That's true.
Next week.
We're going to talk about all that. Absolutely.
Go to
a
the Kings of
protest.
Leon. The Kings of.
No, thank you.
Probably not. But it's one of those where it's going to happen. They've telegraphed their hand because Grandpa is old and his mind has gone to shit. So.
Yeah. 25th Amendment is a real thing, but then we're stuck with Tiny Pants Vance.
Yeah, I don't want to change all our overlays to, support our, new Vance overlord.
Gross. Alrighty. Speaking of Antifa, so Jesse Waters has had this guy on his show multiple times. And he is so this is a guy who was on Jesse Waters as supposedly this bottom one. He was a member of BLM, and then he was a member of Antifa, and then
That's right.
This guy is a former Navy SEAL. It sounds like, but he's not very good at it at his job. So
He looks like a really sad tree.
yeah, he looks like he's on about his like 6th or 7th divorce. And I don't think his kids call anymore.
But this is the case where, a lot of media and news sometimes is just really just manufactured.
Yes.
For our age, specifically Fox Entertainment News.
Yes.
Us here at Easy Vote ND, we are also not real news people, to be honest.
We're about as real as Fox News. That's why we always encourage you to go look at real research things. That's why we always recommend John Oliver, Last Week Tonight. That is one of the most rigorously researched shows of all time.
Yeah.
For YouTubers, I really like Reese Waters. He has his research, and researchers are really good as well. So go check them out. We're just commentators. We're just shit posters.
That's right. We're not real news people. Independent news, media, whatnot. I still love our Associated Press.
Yes.
Our New York Times. Even if you think the New York Times is biased, because they are.
Yeah,
but at least they do have But some of the big names, they do have try to at least do some form of research and they have to put the skin in the game.
True.
But this man here, this man with the very sad eyes, is
He does. He looks just like a sad puppy. He's just like, I'm never gonna know happiness.
Except I have my dog cam on right now. You can see they're happy pups. They're just sleeping. So
This hairline says he'll never know happiness. Oh, this was a fun one. How about Pam Bondi? How about her again, huh?
yeah.
So, man. Okay. She testified in front of the Supreme Court. Or not the Supreme Court, I'm sorry. In front of Congress. The Supreme Court would have just, like, given her a hand job and sent her on the way. So, she was there. We might watch a little bit of this, because it's pretty bad. But cameras are really good, and if you don't know how to protect against that sort of thing, your OPSEC and such, people are gonna know what you're doing. And so photographers got a pic of Pam Bondi's notes while she was in front of the Senate Judiciary. Oh, it was the Senate. Good Lord, I'll never get this far right. No wonder the Republicans control it all. Anyways.
Yeah, it's a Senate oversight committee where the Senate is supposed to. This is part of the case where the Congress is kind of a check on some of the president's powers.
Right. And judiciary committees are typically the ones who write and recommend passing or not passing actual criminal laws too. So it would make sense that they would talk to the director of the DOJ, who was also looking pretty haggard, and also she was losing it during the interview. So that's another reason why we might watch it. Her notes were pretty sad. She had, just for Sheldon Whitehouse, his own little section. Which that's got to be kind of an honor. Let's see. Below her, so let's see. She has
a tweet.
She has a tweet here from Sheldon Whitehouse. That's incredible. What was the other thing that she had? Just like basic stuff there.
Kind of like a clapbacks.
She had some clapbacks. But she just had like, what was it? Oh my. Hey,
I mean,
he's back.
Oh, welcome back.
Hey.
She has a handwritten note that says, on Epstein.
Yep. So in case
never heard the name,
the Epstein files, they're like, "But I hear that you've taken money from Epstein," and try to do the whole was it Bravo?
Here it was. Also included in the folder was a bulleted list of comebacks. Apparently, Bondi needed to prepare the remark, "You are a total hypocrite," in advance. That's your director of the DOJ.
Oh, you're talking about that grilling they gave her at the
whatchamacallit? I was gonna say maybe we should watch some highlights of that because they got her spun up pretty good. It's either that or we could watch the Antifa roundtable and find out what we're about.
You mean the one where they suck off to Donald before telling him that Antifa is like so evil and all this other shit?
Yeah.
Antifa?
The one where they're like, "Are you going to suspend habeas corpus?" And he was like, "Who's that? Who's never heard of him?"
I'll look for that video.
Yeah. So anyways, Pam Bondi's an idiot and should not be in charge of our DOJ.
No, she shouldn't.
And she was going to release the Epstein client list. It was on her desk. Remember that, guys? I remember.
Yeah, and then suddenly there's no list that is.
It turns out Kash Patel says, no, there was never a client list. He never trafficked anybody.
Yep.
They're literally just protecting pedophiles now. PDF files.
We never can get on top of the algorithm at this rate.
Yeah, no, we're at the bottom of the pile as we deserve. The government is still shut down, and that's fine by me. wasn't really doing much for anybody anyways. But it was doing some things for some people. And that's important. And one of the things that it got shut down over is the extension of basically subsidies towards credits for health insurance.
Yeah. So that's a big one. So a lot of people would not be able to afford their health insurance because of this.
Yep. Basically, there are really good videos breaking it down out there, but it's a ridiculous amount of money that it would go up by. Basically, if you were paying like $400 a month for insurance, which is already a lot of fucking money, it would go up to like $1,100-$1,200. So that's unaffordable. That's what my mortgage is. So
Yeah, most people will not be able to afford it. They'll just bypass it. And, like I said, the idea is that, yeah, for regular checkups and stuff, you're probably good. But the
Yep.
biggest thing, the reason you want health insurance and catastrophic insurance is for major medical issues where the insurance is supposed to help cover the rest. So, so a lot of people, like I don't know how often have you gone into like a hospital, but like I had an issue where I had like a weird thing in my gut, and they were not sure whether it was that my appendix was exploding or I had too much crap in my intestines because it's in the same spot. So they had to go in for I think it was for like an MRI. Like, oh, good, it's not your appendix. And like, all right,
You had too much
$6,000,
shit.
please. I ate too many pizzas. I ate too many Little Caesars pizzas, and I couldn't poop it fast enough. This is a real story. I'm not making any of this up.
That's what's even funnier.
I'm really glad you decided to share this.
Yes. Anyways, but because of that, I was trying to weasel my way out. Like, nope.
That's amazing.
Because I didn't file for indigency, or whatnot at the time, so I had to get paid out of my pocket like $5,000, and this was like 12 years ago.
That's fucking wild.
Damn. That
Yeah,
sucks, bro.
and this was.
I mean, that's why whenever whenever people have like accidents or anytime I'm out doing something, somebody gets hurt, they're always like, "Don't call the ambulance."
I don't want to pay the $800
yeah.
to pick me up.
That's
Like,
for real. That is for real. Now, this is a real consequence of the world we live in.
On the Republican line.
And here is a military mother calling into C-SPAN to talk.
No, she wasn't military. She was a military wife.
Oh, it was a military wife.
Yes.
Okay, that's important too. Calling in to talk about how she's not going to be able to afford insurance if they pass the continuing resolution.
No. I don't think it was that they're not going to be able to afford insurance. I'm pretty sure it was that her kids have medication that.
Oh yeah, they're just not getting
their
like
existing.
Yeah,
it depends on their existing TRICARE coverage
Samantha,
and all this stuff that normally the military medical complex, if you want to call it that, would be providing for these families is just not going to work.
Right.
In this particular clip, I think it's just like I just need to get paid.
Yeah.
So I think that,
because right now they're just straight up not getting paid.
Hi, Mr. Johnson.
Yep.
So my question.
Allegedly, they
comments
passed some
are,
sort of
related to what you
thing
said
that makes
yesterday
basically the
about
Pentagon
not
draw money
being
from other
open
places.
to pass
It's all right. We'll
any
listen to the clip.
legislation, to ensure that military gets paid. I'm sure you can tell by my voice I'm very shaky. Just want you to hear a little bit about my family. I have two medically fragile children. I have a husband who actively serves this country. He suffers from PTSD from his 2 tours in Afghanistan. If we see a lapse in pay come the 15th, my children do not get the medication that's needed for them to live their life, because we live paycheck to paycheck. I heard you earlier say that you side with President Trump on anything that he says. Well, I just read an article this morning that said he absolutely wholeheartedly believes that there needs to be legislation put in so that we do not miss a paycheck. You have the power to do that.
Yes, he does.
And as a Republican, I'm very disappointed in my party, and I'm very disappointed in you, because you do have the power to call the House back. You did that, or you refused to do that just for a show. I am begging you to pass this legislation. My kids could die We don't have the credit because of the medical bills that I have to pay regularly. You could stop this, and you could be the one that could say military's getting paid. And I think that it is awful, and the audacity of someone who makes six figures a year to do this to military families is insane.
All right, Samantha.
Yeah, well said, Samantha. Other than the I'm disappointed in Republicans, I don't know what you expected. This is what they do to you every fucking time. So, sympathy all around except for that part. Don't vote for them. This is what they do to you.
Well, I have some good news, Samantha. I have great news for you. So I just posted a link in, I guess, in the private chat. Al was alluding to this earlier. They are getting paid.
Well, that's fucking great. Because they should be. I don't know how they're not under the what is it? Essential workers anyways, because FBI agents and ICE keep getting paid, but our military doesn't.
Yep. So in this case here, so on so this news article just came out yesterday. So I mean, I guess maybe today. So Donald Trump did say that he's going to direct the Department of Defense to use all available funds to ensure that U.S. troops are paid Wednesday, despite the government shutdown. So in this case, it's apparently $8 billion from I think the R&D department part is getting sent over to just pay the troops for today. So,
damn.
Yep. So was it robbing Peter to pay Paul or whatever?
Yep, exactly.
So,
I mean, that's fine. It's taking money from shit the fucking programs that gave us the F-35 and the Osprey and all this other shit that keeps failing anyways. So
that's true.
Yeah. So we're just we're technically making our military weaker for the future in ways, but I'm not here to defend.
I mean, they actively do that anyway. All this shit goes to the lowest bidder.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah,
so might as well.
And remember though, we're still not as bad as Russia, who's air superiority fire. Exactly. It failed the minimum qualifications to be considered for a contract, and it was still the best one.
Wait, you talking about the Su-57?
Yeah.
That's funny.
It's really funny. So this is one that's got me kind of incensed lately, because I saw the video on Reddit. There's probably video of it on here, because he's definitely been talking.
Talking about that Catholic priest that got...
I don't think he's not Catholic. He is Presbyterian.
Oh, he's not.
Yep, he's Presbyterian.
Correct. Don't worry, it's white people stuff. At any rate, this dude was standing on the sidewalk outside of an ICE building in Chicago. I believe it's the Broadview facility is what they call it.
Sounds right.
Hello, cat. And the dude's literally praying, and they just shoot him in the dome with a fucking pepper ball gun. Let me see if I can find the gun. There.
I mean, they're technically considered less lethal.
The problem is
you don't want to hit somebody with that in the face.
Yeah, and so I'm going to play this video.
Disturbing video. This is out of Broadview, where a federal agent is seen firing pepper balls at protesters outside an ICE processing center, and one of those pepper balls struck a Chicago pastor right in his head. The footage shows protesters gathered outside.
So, okay, I'm going to start breaking this down right now. First of all, these people are just standing here doing nothing, right?
Dancing,
praying, holding up signs.
Whatever.
This is literally a priest who is praying.
U.S. Immigration and Customs.
He is doing what priests do and trying to appeal to their humanity.
Enforcement facility. They appear to be peacefully shouting towards agents positioned right on the roof. Suddenly.
Okay, so I'm going to go back I don't know if I can go back. All right. So watch down by the priest's feet.
They appear to be peacefully shouting towards agents positioned right.
Boom. Okay. That was somebody firing a pepper ball round around there to try to maybe get an area of effect, or maybe they were shooting at this guy. It's hard to tell. However, let's keep watching.
On the roof, suddenly one of those agents opens fire with.
Boom. Right in the dome.
Oof.
And literally, what is he doing?
Towards agents positioned right on the roof.
Yeah.
And
I
one
mean,
of those agents opens.
He doesn't leave his hands up,
Yep.
Just doing some prayers, doing some
Yeah.
stuff.
Fire with a
Pastor
pepper
things. This is
ball
what they just
launcher.
do.
Yes.
That's their job.
Projectile strikes Pastor David Black, a first
Maybe one of them should pepper ball Kristi Noem while she's praying and when they have their meals or whatever the fuck that she does.
He's trying to summon his God to then send lightning bolts down to strike down ice. That's clearly what he's doing.
That's why it was offensive? Okay, understandable.
That's right.
Yeah.
I played enough RTS games to know this.
Precisely.
That's right. That's true. The priest class does always bring down the holy magic and shit.
Yep, he's summoning holy. That's right.
So I want to talk about use of force and law enforcement use of force. Let's use of force. Continue. Let's see if we can find this here. Yep. Okay. Let's see how. Okay, this is for like civilians, but we can talk about it.
I mean, it's not. I don't really think there needs to be a distinction because there
really isn't. It's kind of the exact same thing.
You want to use the minimum amount of force in every situation until something happens that requires the escalation of it.
And that's what the Constitution of the United States says. So, I know that looks like a lot of colored vomit, and it looks like rainbows, and yes, they made the use of force continuum woke and gay. At any rate.
That's
so,
right.
here's how kind of the use of force continuum goes by. This is like kind of the gold standard one that cops use in court. It's used by a bunch of different... So, little background. Yes, I used to be a cop. I also was a PPCT instructor, an SKD instructor, a use of force train the trainer, pepper ball, pepper spray instructor. What else did I instruct? I did report writing, key control, bunch of restraints stuff. At any rate, I have some experience in this. And for use of force, I didn't just teach use of force to new recruits. I taught use of force to wardens, deputy wardens, seasoned police officers, and new recruits at police academies. So I have a bit of knowledge on the subject. And in fact, I was often called to review officer use of forces to make sure that they were appropriate. And I take Eighth Amendment violations very seriously because I've seen people use excessive force, and it looks horrible. Like, I don't want to. I mean, I could tell specific stories, but I don't really want to.
Like you're saying, you could be one of the experts in knowing what is excessive and what is not.
I'm not court certified or anything, but I would say that I have more knowledge than any average person. And so here's kind of how the use of force continuum goes for police officers. You have officer presence. That's you showing up, being in a uniform, having a firearm on you, being a presence of authority. A lot of the times, if there's like a big crowd gathered up, you just send 3 cops out there to just like walk around and they'll fucking walk away. That's technically a use of force. You are using your presence to gain compliance. After that, we have verbal commands. That would just be like, hey, you can't be here, or you need to turn around and put your hands behind your back. Pretty simple, right?
Yeah.
Stop. Don't shoot. That kind of stuff works, if you're a civilian. Then we have what's called empty hand control. That would be such things like wrist locks, mostly wrist locks, things of that nature. Pressure points are kind of important if you work in corrections, and all other places and things of that nature. So you learn pressure points, or pain compliance. That is part of empty hand control. Then there's hard empty hand control, which is like punches, kicks, strikes, elbows. Typically, if you're throwing punches and kicks and strikes to the head, some departments consider that deadly force. Same with the genitals. Most of them leave it generic enough to where, like, please just don't use excess force. They will find out, and they will.
So, just want a heads up. So, part of my, I guess, display is covering pass number 5.
Is. Yeah, it sure is.
So,
Let's,
it's
oh Lord,
it's okay. So, anyway, so I'm guessing 5 and above is basically no good. I'm guessing to use in these situations, possibly.
Well, so number 5 is where ICE is at right now. That's what's called an intermediate weapon. It's a baton, a taser, pepper spray, pepper ball gun, the microwave beams.
All your non-lethal stuff.
Right, we can't say non-lethal. You have to say less than lethal.
Less than lethal, right?
Because if you use oil-based pepper spray and then taser somebody, they're going to catch fire, which is really funny. But they don't really make oil-based pepper spray anymore, so it's not that big a deal. At any rate, I was a pepper ball. It is really funny because, like, are you kidding? Like, no shit. Like, what did you think was going to happen when you applied oil and spark to a dry junkie? So, man, yeah. And it was just like, well, that's probably not a good idea. And, like, I was a cop when they were still like, hey, you can't pepper spray people and then taser them. Like, that was a thing from, like, 10 years ago, guys. They don't make oil-based pepper spray anymore. They're like, no, can't do it. Part of the department policy. It's how we've always done it. Okay. Just be like that. That's working for any government facility, though. That's how we always done it. So intermediate weapons. Now, let's talk about the levels of resistance. Use of force. And then, of course, after intermediate weapons is deadly force. Firearms, baton strikes to the head are absolutely deadly force. I haven't done this in years. This is bringing me back. All right, so what do we got here? That's some lawyer speak. Oh, see, they got one on this side. Verbal resistance. Fuck you. I'm not, blah, blah, blah. We got resistance, passive. That would be like if you were gonna, like, okay, so this happens a lot more, well, maybe not a lot more, but it happens more in correctional facilities, is when, like, okay, we need to take this guy to another cell or another facility, blah, blah, blah. He doesn't want to go. They just go dead weight and they lay there on the ground. They're not really fighting you, but they're sure as hell not helping you get those handcuffs on and you getting them into the van. And so that's called passive resistance. And so sometimes you got to drag them around to get your job done. Then there's active resistance. That would be like if I'm trying to put you in handcuffs, you're like pulling away from me. Or like maybe even giving me a little one of these. But that's starting to get into active resistance. Active resistance is basically you're trying to push at me, punch me, kick me, whatever. Like, intermediate weapons are definitely able to be used, depending on a lot of other factors. Even deadly force is able to be used. And then after that, for the levels of resistance, there's deadly force assaults, which is they are trying to severely injure or kill you. So, looking at these continuums, then, you can really only deploy, like, these are set up in such a way that if you look at them, it's like, okay, well, if they're using verbal resistance, well, then I can use verbal commands and touch. And that is how the courts have ruled in the past. And so if you want to be able to use an impact weapon, or a pepper ball gun, or a police dog, or gas, or anything like that, they need to be actively physically resistant. And I'm pretty sure, when you look at this poor guy getting shot.
Not that one.
Not that one. At any rate, he's just standing there. He's just fucking standing there. But he's been, oh Lord.
Yeah, he didn't seem very threatening to me.
No,
He wasn't.
he wasn't. And so I can't believe that law enforcement agencies in Chicago haven't just, because if this was me, like the former law enforcement officer in me is just disgusted to see that, because that's just a flagrant use, like excessive use of force. It's just flagrant. Like that, if that had happened, like I literally was talking to a guy I know who works out at the state prison. I said, imagine if you're just standing up on the tier in a unit and an inmate was just yelling up at you like, you're a pig, you're a pig. And then you just pulled out a pepper ball gun and shot him with it. It's literally the same thing. You would be fired. You would probably be prosecuted. Oh, well. That sucks. So he also said that they heard them laugh right before they were going to shoot him with the pepper ball gun, and I believe that.
Well, I mean, it's of course that's the kind of shit that they're doing. I don't know if you saw that they shot a lady, and then apparently the guy that shot the lady was recorded saying "Do something, bitch."
Yep.
Before he shot her, so
and now supposedly she's getting indicted, but I'm really curious to see how that's going to go. I don't think.
Yeah,
that,
I mean, she's getting indicted, but I highly doubt a jury's actually going to hold her.
I'm surprised a grand jury indicted her at all to begin with.
Yeah.
So we'll see what's up with that. But yeah, these guys are poorly trained. They're not vetted. We've already got reports of a bunch of them fucking running around with white supremacist tattoos on. These guys should not ever be behind a badge or holding a gun. Speaking of ICE not knowing what to do and all this shit, we had a Chicago news producer. She got fucking taken by ICE. We'll watch this clip. If it plays. Oh yeah, they had her whole ass out.
Going on lately. Yep.
Oh jeez.
Yeah.
Cover your eyes, Tommy.
Oh.
I can, like...
I'm not going to heaven for this.
That's okay.
Sir, what's your name? What's your name?
Debbie Brockman, I work for WGN. Let them know.
I got you. Yep. Debbie Browning? Brockman, WGN.
Yep, stay calm. These guys can't even get her cuffed because they don't know what they're doing.
Gonna cover your face.
Couldn't cover your face a couple years ago, but super happy to do it now, aren't you?
Yep.
Sir, what's...
Yeah. So that's clearly a U.S. citizen who's pretty white, and they don't give a shit. And she's a news producer.
That's why they took her.
Threw objects at a border patrol car and was arrested on suspicion of assault of a federal law enforcement. She has not been charged with anything, by the way.
Yeah, just being detained and all this is bullshit. So.
Yep. Absolutely. Fucking bullshit. Well, before we get into some goofy news, let's do ground news, unless anybody else has anything else they want to talk about. We'll get into the optional stories in a little bit here.
I mean, I think I saw somewhere that was it the Oregonian National Guard general or something said that we're using their people
they're
to
going to be
protesters.
protecting protesters. Yep.
Yeah, fucking
Instead of-
based.
Yeah, so I mean, I just have the YouTube clip ready to go. I'm going to send over the YouTube clip if you wish. This is testimony.
Sure,
So-
that would be great.
So because Oregon is
to
under
answer your question, I
Portland
don't
is under
wanna
attack by
speculate on-
the United States.
Sure is. It's a hellhole there. They don't even have stores anymore.
That's right.
All right, let's
Wait,
watch
you can't have
this.
stores.
This is the general of one of the generals of the Oregon National Guard.
To answer your question,
I think
don't
he's
want
the
to
commanding
speculate
general
on
of the Oregon
what
National
level of training they will be trained in or what they will be authorized to perform as far as rules for the use of force. The Title 10 headquarters will provide that
Hey,
training
look, it's almost like use of force is super important. Thank God I know so much about that.
to them.
That's right.
It is my understanding, however, that protective crowd control will be one of the things they're trained upon, and I will provide my advice to the Title X commander that Oregon National Guard men and women they serve two purposes: one, to defend America, and two, to protect Oregonians. And so by serving this mission, they will be protecting any protesters at the ICE facility. That's my desire. Now, to answer your question, full force is not a doctrinal term that the Army uses.
Sure isn't.
So I'm not sure exactly what that means, and I don't want to speculate.
Obviously, the use of force continuum for the military is much different than law enforcement.
Not really.
Well, rules of engagement and thing is kind of a different thing, but yeah.
That's different. Yes, the rules of engagement, but the use of force thing is still the same thing.
Yeah, they got to make it simple so dummies like me can teach it. So not too bad. This guy's incredibly based, and I didn't want to call him the commander because I already said front of Congress. No, it was in front of the Supreme Court. No, it was the Senate. It was in front of an Arby's. So I didn't want to make another erroneous claim on this show because I do care about the truth, unlike Fox News.
That's right.
Well, the difference is that you're willing to admit when you're wrong.
I'm wrong constantly. That's just human nature.
I know.
All right, let's go back to ground news. We had another shooting at a bar
in South Carolina.
Yeah, in South Carolina. Was the National Guard going over there?
Yeah, right. Let's see.
Oh, why? Why are they shooting? It's at 1 a.m.
Yeah.
I mean, I had a shooting like 5 minutes away from my house.
Oh,
it was at at a bar, smoke club at like 2:30 in the morning. It was like, but I'm almost like, what are you guys doing at a bar at 2:30 in the morning besides drinking and causing problems? So
drinking and causing problems.
Yeah, it doesn't really have a doesn't have a motive. We don't.
No, there's no motive that has been released as of yet.
What about?
That's why I didn't
I guess
mention it.
The bar itself, though, I guess, is from descendants of Africans who were enslaved on plantations. What they call the Gullah Geechee culture. So
that's the bar.
Yeah, Willie's Bar and Grill. You think it's just like it's apparently it's a southern descendants of slave kind of bar, which seems like a weird thing to say, but it's more like pro, supporting the culture of that area.
So it's more of a black bar then.
Yeah, specifically a black bar. Food was from like slave times.
Sure,
interesting.
Very interesting.
Well, I'm not going to jump to conclusions.
I'm not going to jump to conclusions either.
If it was racially motivated, I won't be surprised. I'll be shocked, but not surprised.
That's right.
Yes, the CDC fired a zillion people and then immediately had to fucking hire a bunch of them back because these fascist assholes are incompetent. I was hoping we'd at least get Lex Luthor, but man.
Nah, bro. Instead, you got a guy who says that circumcision is a factor in autism. So
sure, yeah.
That's right, because of Tylenol and not just it's traumatic for the baby.
Tylenol is circumcision. Yeah.
His captain still wears his hat to dinner.
You circumcise your baby, and then you give your baby a ton of Tylenol, and that's how autism comes
in the placenta. When the baby is with the Tylenol in the placenta,
and then you give it more Tylenol after it comes out and circumcise it.
That's right.
Yep. But if you have a fever and then your baby's fever is like 105, that's not going to affect the baby's brain at all. Oh right. Shit, maybe I do have autism.
Somebody showed me a TikTok.
Oh geez. But yeah, so they say once again they have mistakenly targeted the Ebola and measles response team. This team just keeps getting wiped every so often.
How many times have they gotten fired? That really sucks.
Because like this is not the first time hearing it. I
We're
remember
gonna
last
need
time-
we're gonna need an Ebola and measles response team for that response team getting fired.
because they got cut last time from
Yep,
like
they
the Doge
sure
cuts
did.
too.
Yep, they sure did.
Oh my god.
Fantastic.
So, are we gonna talk about that fucking Qatari facility that's
Oh
being
yeah.
put up in Idaho?
Yeah, let's go for it.
Which I mean, let me be real and break this down. Having a foreign government establish like a facility on on existing U.S. bases is not a big deal. You know, we do not counter, we do joint operations, joint training all the time. But the optics here look bad because it's a Muslim nation, which we all know conservatives are deeply fucking against. And two, and on our side, it looks bad because this is basically quid pro quo between the Trump administration and the Qatari government.
Yeah,
And
he already
also not forget that Pam Bondi used to be or I don't know if she still is a foreign agent for Qatar.
Correct.
So
they sure gave him a $500 million plane.
I mean, I think it's going to be $1 billion plane when all is said and done. But
oh, right, because they have to convert all of it and shit.
Yep.
Yeah. So I guess we're flying out like Qatari like air pilots to Idaho. Couldn't we just?
Yeah, it's
you know,
a training facility with like VR trainers.
That in and of itself isn't a big deal because again, you know, joint training, joint ops is not something that's rare.
No.
But it's also not rare because of the fact that they bought RF-15s. So, you know, who better to teach them to use the things than the people who made it?
Yeah.
why can't we just train it over there? Like,
we already have a
it's cheaper to do it here.
We already have a Singapore Air Force contingent there, so
yeah, but MAGA is already like, oh my god. So
yeah, chat brings up a good point there.
Ooh.
Muslims in the state with all the
Ooh, I forgot about her, Laura Loomer.
Yeah, and Laura Loomer's really freaking out about it.
Trump's concubine.
I mean,
yes,
she's
here we
just
go.
pretty. She's a pretty one. I don't know why this is the one you want for your concubines.
She's something. Not gonna work. There you go. Yeah, I have to see a something. I have to see a. Okay, so yeah, what did she? No foreign country should have a military base on U.S. soil, especially Islamic countries. Why?
Oof.
Why especially them?
I mean, it's pretty funny because Singapore's kind of an Islamic country. They have
an Islamic minority. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean,
there isn't a single Trump supporter who supports allowing Qatar to have a military base on U.S. soil. I don't know who told the president that this was a good idea, but it has made people not want to vote. Jesus. Well, okay. Good work, guys.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, don't vote. That's fine. Don't vote. Great.
I mean, I agree with Laura Loomer. Wow.
Wow.
All right, clip that.
It's just like agreeing with good old Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Yeah.
Sometimes a broken clock, right? Sometimes
a broken clock is still an authoritarian asshole.
Yep, a broken face can say the truth sometimes. Yep,
it's true. What else we got here? Oh yeah, Trump did not win the Nobel Peace Prize. That's pretty hard to do when you send your own troops into your own cities.
Yeah. Before you celebrate that, the person who did win the Nobel Peace Prize is still kind of a piece of shit.
The opposition leader from Venezuela?
Yes. She's a populist and all about the same policies that Trump is.
Yep, she's very Zionistic and yep, absolutely.
Yep.
So yeah, I don't know. I saw that and I was like, that's a choice because she's, again, much like many politicians, the lesser of two evils, but still evil. It was pretty funny that she dedicated it to Trump.
Yeah, it is pretty funny, but I think we all need to kind of I guess, address this, that when we talk about conservatives nowadays, when you say conservative, we're referring to a branch of the Republican Party that is just populist. Conservatism is no longer a thing in the Republican Party, if you ask me. When you think of conservatives, you would think of like John McCain. Even W was a conservative.
Right.
As shitty as some of them may have been, it's not even the same animal anymore.
No.
Yeah, some may say that the conservatives that you might think of, like the Ronald Reagan conservatives and like the '90s, that's probably most of the Democrats today, in a way. So
Kind of, yeah. They're all more centrist now. The Democrat Party is definitely centrist. There's no real leftist agenda anywhere in government now.
I mean, if you go back and look at the Bush and like Gore like debates and stuff like that in their campaign trails, like they said the exact same thing. They are no different from each other. Like at
Yep.
all.
Mm-hmm.
Because Clinton really wasn't like a super liberal.
No.
He's from Arkansas, so
Yep.
he's he is populism. It's people love the populism, right? Just like Bernie Sanders is a populist, right? He says a lot of things that are pretty popular. Just happens to be on a slightly different bent.
Where is my soup? Let's see what else we got here. How we doing on Insurrection Watch? Is martial law declared yet? Means I get to close my business early, right?
I think you're to be forced to stay open, to be honest.
Oh shit. That does sound like dystopian hell.
I mean, I really think so.
Oh man. All stores are now open 24 hours a day for capitalism.
Because the government, if the military laws and stuff kind of supersede your own personal stuff, then yeah, right. So you have forced to lower my prices possibly at the family restaurant.
Fuck.
2-for-1 dumplings.
I never thought I would have to invoke the Third Amendment during a Friday Night Magic. Oh yeah. So Trump has had his corrupt Department of Justice move to indict Letitia James, a prosecutor for the state of New York.
No, say it like you were gonna say it. Letitia James.
James.
I heard that coming.
She got her nails did.
I heard that coming out.
Yeah.
See, the problem with this is, and it was immediately pointed out by reporters, is that 3 members of the Trump administration committed the same crime that she did. So this is like, again, the fact that this made it past a grand jury is incredible. But like, we're seeing it with fucking they started with Comey, and they've already fucked that up beyond repair, and the prosecutor in that is probably going to get disbarred. That's probably going to happen in the New York case, and now they're also trying to come after John Bolton. And again, these are like Letitia James. She's great. Like, she's fine. She did her job. She convicted Trump of crimes he legitimately committed in New York State. John Bolton, he worked for Trump for a long time, but like, he was an adult in the room at least. Like, we don't have any of that now, and Trump didn't like that. He didn't like being told no. Now you get to go to prison. Except none of these cases are going to pan out, and if they do, whoa, buddy, then we are in a dictatorship. If that's oof.
Yeah,
that's one aspect of it.
Yeah,
another one that I think I heard of is that I think actually assembling an actual like enemies list, right?
Yep.
So let me try to look that one up. Oh, I guess if you want, do you want to go over to like? Do you have the blind spot feature? I guess on Brownie. Do you want to take a look at what we're missing as incredible leftists, Antifa people like we are?
Yes. Yeah? Okay, here we go. Anderson Cooper skewers New York AG Letitia James for her prosecution of Trump. Not a great look. What is this?
Who's Anderson Cooper?
Mostly mixed or lower factuality sources. I don't want to be this guy, but every time I go to the what's my blind spot for the right? And I'm kind of a left-leaning fella. All of these are like mixed factuality. very low factuality, low factuality, low factuality, low factuality, mixed factuality. Meanwhile, we go over, okay, what do you miss if you're on the right? Prescription drug coverage options are shrinking for Medicare shoppers.
If you click on, I think the top one, this is blind spot on the top of the screen. Does that give you?
Yes.
Is that what this view is?
Yes.
Okay. I see.
So, let's see. Oh yeah, who would have thought? Putin's still fucking crazy. Russia's a terrorist state. And I do not besmirch the good people of Russia, but holy shit, Putin sucks.
Yeah, so I got some kind of nutty things in here that are kind of important. So let me see.
Yes, of course. They asked Pam Bondi about Tom Homan taking a $50,000 bribe, and she was like, "I never heard of that." So let's read this. Let's see how Anderson Cooper skewered this look. Oh god, news. I've never even heard. Okay, the New York Post and Fox News are our most reliable sources here.
Yeah, very low factuality. Far right is so there's just a clip, I guess, of Anderson Cooper. He's CNN head correspondent, right? He's really famous.
I kind of like Anderson Cooper.
Yeah. So it's fine. He's all right.
I much prefer him when he's not on his show.
He's skewering the person who did nothing wrong, according to Fox News. So I expect that they're just taking
in 2018. In 2018, he's okay. I guess we watched a clip. It's not a great look for the Attorney General to sue Donald Trump after
she's just started
her job.
They had to make a whole article about that. See, this is
something she said literally at the beginning of her job. It's ridiculous.
Listen, I'm just going to go ahead and say it, and this is probably why we're not going to get a Ground News sponsorship, but the blind spot's not for us, guys.
No. The blind spot's definitely for us because you can then point out the fallacy in a lot of the other reporting. Because I mean, you can't just regurgitate the same shit you read on the shit you agree with.
Yeah. And it's the same thing of saying, like, well, look at what Anderson Cooper said about this lady.
But how long ago was that said? It's just 8
years ago. And it's the same as them showing Trump fucking, like, oh, look at Portland, and then it's like Fox News is literally Florida from 8 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah, or shit from the fucking what is it, the Black Lives Matter protests from several years ago.
Yep.
Like, I do find it's kind of important, though, to see what the other people are looking at, listening at, because it helps you understand that we live in a very divided world sometimes, and even just our own truths and the things we see are different, right?
Mm-hmm.
So as I'm scrolling through the blind spots, it's like I'm seeing different news on different sides of things that might matter, and it is not being reported on the other side, right? So just like we have like the EU pledges 15 billion euros to invest in South Africa, that's great. On the other side, it's like Putin says it's no big deal if if U.S. declines to extend nuclear warhead limits. I'm like, well, okay, I guess that's cool. It's just interesting what they kind of focus on, but also what's missing sometimes.
Absolutely.
So just like in here, there's a stupid article. It's like on the left side here, White House adds a George Washington statue to the Rose Garden. It's supposed to like generate outrage for the liberals. I'm like, I don't really fucking care.
I am upset that he fucking paved over the Rose Garden, but
yeah.
Oh no, he didn't pave over the Rose Garden itself. He added a fucking concrete pad to the side of the Rose Garden. So the area that grass is now just like paved over. The roses are untouched.
They're just preserved forever. Encased in concrete.
Look, as long as somebody's watering the roses.
One of my favorite Cannibal Corpse songs.
Cannibalize? I don't know that song.
Encased in concrete.
Encased in okay.
Yeah, it's a real Cannibal Corpse song. It's great. Let's see. We got some goofy news this week. Why don't we talk about that for a little while?
What kind of goofy
Sure.
news?
What's your
that
goofy
one
news?
doesn't count. How about Drake? He's
Oh,
a
yeah.
goofy. He's a goofy motherfucker.
We got some Kendrick Lamar versus Drake news here. For those who've been following up,
Hell yeah.
this is so in this, good.
I guess what? I unironically love rap music. So Kendrick Lamar is one of the greatest of all times. And if you're not familiar with him, you've probably been living under a rock, but that's okay. He performed at the Super Bowl last year and roasted Drake in front of the entire world by insinuating that Drake likes them young. And yeah, I think there's probably enough evidence to support that as a theorem. Oh yes, it was this year technically. Thank you.
So that's right. So in this case, this is probably one of the most funny things that happens is that Drake has then decided to go put a lawsuit out declaring this is some kind of form of defamation on. Yep. And what happens is the judge, Vargas, has declared that this is the most infamous rap battle in the genre's history. But that these are not actionable words, non-actionable opinions. Certified pedophile. That's not a real thing. You can't get certified to be a pedophile, I guess, until you go to jail.
Well, unless you're Drake, apparently.
Yeah. So in this case, so this is another loss again for Drake. You thought he lost during the Super Bowl, and he loses again.
So it should also be noted that he didn't just sue Kendrick Lamar. He also sued Kendrick Lamar's label, like record label, who is also Drake's record label.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
He's not very fucking smart.
No, he's Canadian. What do you expect?
Wow.
Yeah, and then whenever he wants to make money, he comes down to Atlanta and pretends to be black. That's what Kendrick Lamar's been trying to tell us.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in this case, it's called non-actionable because it's not calling him a pedophile, a certified pedophile, is not grounds for some kind of action. It's like we should not hire Drake because he's a certified pedophile. That is defamation.
Right.
So
I mean, it's not the sort of thing you put on your resume.
No.
Yeah. But so those things, but he's just not. If he just has to have an opinion that he's a pedophile, that's fine.
Yeah.
It's protected opinion.
If you are not familiar with Kendrick Lamar and you like rap music at all, go check out Kendrick Lamar. He's fucking incredible. Not Like Us is an incredible song. The Super Bowl halftime show was incredible. He could do it every year. He could do that same show every year, and I would be happy. So,
but you know what?
What's
He's
that?
Fucking not.
That's right. Because this year, it's a non-American Puerto Rican.
That's right. It's an un-American Puerto Rican who's American.
Why? It's the opposite of Bugs Bunny. It's Bad Bunny.
That's right. So, let me see if I can find that clip. Let's see. Tommy Loren. Oh God.
It's. I can look up in a bit.
Liberal Tuesday, we got into a little chat about Puerto Rican rapper Bad Bunny doing the Super Bowl halftime show. Now, Crystal said he's an American artist, and I disagreed. So let me clarify.
He's an American artist, and I disagreed. You're wrong. Puerto Rico is America. That's how it works. I hate to tell you. They're as American as fucking apple pie is.
Oh, is this her apology clip?
Yeah, this is her apology, by the way. So let's continue on this.
I am well aware that Puerto Rico is a U.S. territory. Puerto Ricans are remarkable people with a rich heritage and a deep pride in their cultural identity, and rightfully so. That said, do I personally consider Bad Bunny to be an American artist? No. And based on his public statements and demeanor, I don't get the impression he views himself that way either. A part of
Yes, you could tell she's really smart by the way she talks. Woof.
stems from his decision not to perform
Yep,
in
this
the
is a
United
reference
States.
basically of her clapping back at herself.
The Super Bowl is the biggest sports spectacle
Here's
in
the
the
actual
U.S.,
clip.
so naturally the NFL and Jay-Z's Rock Nation decided Bad Bunny was the move. A rapper and singer whose songs are almost entirely in Spanish. Bravo, another woke-ass choice. Courtesy of the NFL by way of Jay-Z. But now, don't get me twisted here. Bad Bunny is massively successful. There is no denying that. But here's the question. Why would an American audience want to watch a halftime show performed mostly in a language we don't even speak? Then again, maybe that's the point. The NFL isn't catering to Americans anymore. They're playing the globalist game. This wasn't just about being woke. It's part of a broader strategy we're seeing across all major pro sports leagues. Cater to the world, not the home crowd. And in doing so, they're giving...
Yes, Tommy Loren. A job who anybody could do so long as the qualifications are you are blonde and too skinny and you can read a teleprompter.
That's right. She makes Tommy's
look
look
what we're
bad.
doing.
What's that?
Yes.
Oh,
Is
yes.
that what we're doing?
I don't have a teleprompter. You got a teleprompter?
You have a teleprompter?
No.
Oh, I don't got a teleprompter. I'm also not blonde or skinny. And my reading is questionable at best.
Yeah.
They should have been called the Fat Dads podcast, even though two of us don't have dads.
Yeah.
Two of us are not dads. Two of us are not dads.
Wow, got to bring up my not dad situation like that. It's cold.
Apologize.
That's okay. This is an important one. I saw somebody added a story about VPNs, and whoever added that, it's probably Tommy because Monkey doesn't do any work. Tommy, would you like to talk about VPNs?
Okay, right. So VPNs are very important in these days of trying to maintain our privacy and anonymity in a way to help hide your traffic. But you have to make sure that it is a good, solid VPN. Even if it's popular. So in the UK, so they had this VPN called, I think, Mod Pro IP plus VPN, which spies on your screen and drains your bank account, apparently.
Yeah.
So the idea is that people installing this VPN on their cell phones, which then asks you for a wide range of permissions to access. So like the accessibility service. So to make sure that whenever you give so there's also 16 other VPNs that are probably similar, just with different labels. So you should always go with a trusted VPN.
That's right.
In this case, the question is, what is a trusted VPN? That's a good question. I don't know.
I do. I know what a trusted VPN is, and I'll show the chat. Hang on here. Not sponsored.
I know.
Not sponsored. Hang on. Let me make sure it doesn't have my password or anything up on it.
But they ask you,
Proton VPN. We're not going to connect because it will disconnect the stream. You should use Proton VPN if you're going to use one. I've been using them for many years.
That's illegal activity. You've been flagged.
Oh shit! Oh no!
Shoot.
Well, it was going to happen one way or another. At any rate, VPNs are very important, and having a trustworthy one is even more important.
Yep.
And
Go ahead.
And I trust them. At any rate,
so
use them. There are some other ones out there. That's the one I advocate for. They also have one of the only independent mail, email services left in the world that you don't need a phone number for.
Proton Mail?
Yep, Proton Mail.
Yep. So that one, yeah, that's pretty good. So yep, avoid free VPNs. Only use trusted VPNs, not just popular VPNs. They can apparently steal your shit because your traffic is getting sent to a third party, which then sends everything else. So they could be listening. This is called a man in the middle. They are the man in the middle.
Palantir's already listening to everything. So
yeah,
that's right.
True.
That's why I support Palantir VPN.
Speaking of Palantir and Peter Thiel, he also came out and was like, anybody who is against AI is the Antichrist. Was actually the quote.
Sir.
And this is a guy who believes if we're not nice to AI now, they're gonna kill us later.
Sir, you're gay. Peter Thiel, you're gay. They want to stone you to death. Sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah,
that's funny because I was listening to a podcast that my wife actually turned me on to called "This Fucking Guy," and they did one about Peter Thiel, and he I think he had, I think, one like interview where he talked about somebody else being the Antichrist.
Yeah, that
Oh
sounds
my
right.
God, dude.
Yeah, no, he's a fucking nut job. And remember, he handpicked JD Vance to have them tiny pants.
Yeah, he handed him all right.
Yeah, yeah. They did some couch play, I'm sure. Gross.
I wonder which one of them was the couch.
You know that I don't want it.
Mm,
You know what? I'll have one of my friends do a commission for that later.
it's one of those. It's kind of like the Greeks and sex, right? Depends if you're top on bottom. Depends on whether we you or yeah you. So
That's right. That's right.
Wow.
Dolly Parton's sister scared the shit out of us this week. So Dolly Parton is great, and we love her. And she does a lot of good charity work and help for,
children
and people who are not afforded opportunities like many of us are. And she had to cancel, I think it was only 1 or 2 shows or 3 shows at her residency. And people were like, "What's up?" And her sister was like, "Please pray for Dolly." And we were like, "Oh shit, that's probably not good." Well, it was just kidney stones. And here's Dolly Parton.
I wanted you to know that I'm not dying.
Tonight, Dolly Parton's setting the
Oh
records.
God, I'm gonna get Access Hollywood. Hang on.
Around, but I figured if you heard it from me, you'd know that I was okay. So
we're gonna
anyhow,
get canceled
that's
because
what I
of
wanted
this.
to say.
Because of
And
Dolly
I'm not
Parton?
ready to die yet.
No, because you're playing stuff from other places.
It's true. I'm gonna get Access Hollywood copyright striked. Anyways, Dolly Parton's still alive and well. Thank you, Dolly.
Yep.
That was Diane Keaton died this week, though, man.
That's just the price you got to pay.
I'm gonna watch.
I'm
gonna watch Father of the Bride, 1 and part 2, in honor of her.
Because that's the other one. Because Trump went into the hospital and then like, oh no, Dolly Parton is dying. I'm like, oh no, this is bad.
Yeah.
First it was Jimmy Carter. Jimmy Carter was like, I'm gonna vote for the first black president, and he's like, slam dunk in his face. Nah. Then he died the day after.
Sure did.
So out of a broken heart. So.
Sure did. France is on fire.
Yeah,
which is pretty cool. Like, not physically, not like Portland.
France is on fire politically because
because
Macron got rid of the prime minister, and then he reappointed him again.
Yes,
or rather, the guy resigned. I think it was.
Yeah, he quit.
He quit, and then he got reappointed again.
Yeah,
because that's the thing. Because trying to find a quorum, basically, of trying to get like approvals, and there's a bunch of vote of no confidence and stuff.
Yep.
We do have probably a French neighbor in chat who might want to explain it a bit more. But I just thought I saw the headline. It was pretty funny.
Yep.
So
I'll be the next president.
That'll probably be fine.
So in this case, they have like multiple parties, unlike us. Where it's a 2-party system. They have, I think like 3 major parties. It looks like. So so no matter who they put up, they want to try to break like the deadlock. So it's try to at least advance their government and stuff instead they're kind of just like locked in there. So
say all these names wrong on purpose to trigger a bunch of French people.
Do it.
Let's see. We got Bruno Ratatouille.
Wow.
We got Lorcana. We got Macron. What else we got here? And we got Ataman. Wonderful. The French people are cool. French people are cool. We need to learn to protest and break things like they do in this country, in my opinion.
Oh now you're inciting violence. You're banned now.
Oh no, and we should also probably learn to make food like them, because they're.
It depends.
Let's see. Okay. We already looked at that. We looked at Pete Hegseth sucks. Anybody got any other stories? Do we want to? Should we look for that Antifa roundtable?
I did put it at the bottom of I guess our notes if you want. I guess I guess I want to do a quick shout out to Neighbor for
Yes.
I had to do some investigative journalism on Costco.
Oh yes, please. Would you like to?
Yes.
Please.
Yep. So in this case,
You're
I will hang on.
live.
Let me see if hang on. I need to probably want to
You're
swap
less
my thing. Let me.
live.
Uh-oh. Hang on. Let me.
That's all good.
Yeah. Yeah. Quickly. Talk about other things for now.
EA got bought by the Saudis.
Fucking unfortunately.
Yep. That game is gonna be like, it's probably fine right now, but I bet in like 3 months that game is gonna be shit.
Nah, bro, it's already shit. One of my friends was already messaging me that there's fucking bugs. Like they one of the enemy team reached 0 tickets and they were still playing.
Sweet. The game goes on forever.
And it's oh boy. All right. I think I'm ready to
go. One minute he was like, "Hey, you're missing out," and then like 10 minutes later he was like, "It bugged."
Yeah, that sounds right. There's a pretty good video game donkey on it. Everybody check out Video Game Donkey.
All right, I guess I'm ready to go.
It's fucking hilarious.
All right, so today we're doing a little bit of unsolved mysteries. Costco Beef Edition. Okay, so in a chat, so the question was, has the price of beef risen in price recently? So in this case, we have a neighbor here. He was talking to us about doing some kind of shopping. So he's ordering meat from Costco right now, and is curious about the price of ribeye from last year. He showed us this screenshot of this beef here. So this is $17.54 per pound. And then the following screenshot was today's price. $17.54. Remember that number. Was this at $31.76 a pound? Dun dun dun. So I was sitting there like, oh, this can't be right. And easily I was looking here because there's between choice beef and prime beef. That would have been mystery solved. But we let's still dive a little bit deeper.
Here on Mythbusters.
Here on Mythbusters, we're just not going to discount you because you posted the wrong thing. So there's different cuts of beef. We looked at, does Costco not sell choice beef anymore? Tariffs, inflation. So that's first to look at mystery one. So is my friend mistaken? Surely they also deliver choice cuts of beef. And they do. But I searched up ribeyes, and this is for delivery, online only. But then I also looked at the prices still. And here are the prices. It's still $36 a pound, $23 a pound. And some of these aren't even the same cuts of beef, right? This is bison combo, ribeye, sirloin, strip. My man wants ribeyes. I can't give him New York strips. That's not comparable.
No.
Right? Mm-hmm. So I was like, why don't you just buy a giant one like this and then just slice them off, But this is still at $32 a pound.
I ain't got $230 for steak, homie.
So this is some big meat conspiracy going on, right?
Yeah,
so I had to go.
Doesn't want you to know this.
So even then, I had to go basically to my local Costco to sell. This is me, literally. You see the date packing. It is showing the price at $18.99 per pound for locally. So Costco definitely is putting a big upcharge on what they choose to deliver than they did back in the day. But the $18.99 per pound, that's not too bad from $17.49, except it is an 8% rise in price. Some people may call this inflation. So that's pretty concerning.
What's the algo speak word going to be for inflation?
I think it's going to be like blow-ups. Oh. So this is actually relates to what's known as the Consumer Price Index. So we'll probably look at that a little bit later to know about this. The second one was, is this always been the price? So what we did was I just sit there and Google like Costco prices, and then I discovered this woman, Real Cooking in My Kitchen. She is an ASMR streamer, I guess a YouTuber who films primarily herself opening and cooking beef from Costco. She seems like a very nice woman. This Tanya lady here,
That's pretty niche.
incredibly niche.
She had like 20, 30,000 subscribers, 40,000 subscribers.
It's pretty good.
Pretty niche.
It's pretty good.
That's a lot of people from Costco, I'm sure.
So the fun one with this one is that I had to find relative products that she went to. As you can see, so the big one was she was able to, in her videos, every couple months she cooks a sirloin tri-tip whole. So we then compared her prices.
And she is from Canada, we should point out. So these are
specifically Canada.
So we have done the conversion from kilograms to pounds and Canadian dollars to Trump bucks.
So in this case here, we're just going to look at specifically just what is priced for her. And we found a new mystery. So this is from clearly July of 2024. Sorry, June of 2024. So I have to read this all in French. This was at $16 per kilogram. We go here to August of 2025. This is now at $21 per kilogram. That has a difference of like $6.
Yep.
And then finally, this is from like a month ago. This is in September. It's to $20 per kilogram. So the question is for them, it's like, why on earth is this woman paying so much money for freaking meat? It's the same cut. So what happened between last year in June and this year in August?
What did happen?
Well, I don't know. This is why this is a mystery.
We'll never know.
But the key word is these are actually the
X-Files theme.
Can we do that? Is that allowed?
I don't think so.
Hang on, we're gonna find out.
Hang on. Can we cue the other X-File theme that I put on the thing? It was a really jinky
yeah,
one.
hang on. Where's that at?
Oh shoot, hang on.
But yeah,
that's the idea. So the mystery basically for them is, for us, we manufacture our meat locally, in America. So we don't suffer the consequences of inflation of these things. But we are going to see these big prices coming soon with China when they have these 1,000% tariffs, or 100% tariffs, or 150% tariffs, whatever the number is. It's a stupid amount of numbers.
Right. Okay, hang on here. All right. If we play that much, it's only 3 seconds. So perfect. Good work. Solved mysteries. It was tariffs and Republicans. Who would have thought?
Tariffs and inflation.
Yep. Absolutely. Thank you, Tommy. That was wonderful.
There you go. Mm-hmm.
Let's take a look at these highlights from the Antifa roundtable. Oh, this is from the New York Post. This is going to be good. Oh, hang on.
Thank you very much. I was just dealing
They are right-leaning, I think, so.
People from the Middle East, Arab people, and other people on the potential peace deal for the Middle East. Peace for the Middle East. It's a beautiful phrase, and we hope it's going to come true, but it's very close. And they're doing very well. We have a great team over there, great negotiators, and they're
but he's going to take all the credit.
Great negotiators on the other side.
As he always does.
But it's something I think that will happen, got a good chance of happening.
You're never going to get the Nobel Peace Prize.
Sometime toward the end of the week.
He only wants it because Obama had it.
Sunday, actually. And we'll see, but there's a very good chance negotiations are going along very well. We're dealing with Hamas and many of the countries. As you know, we have all of the Muslim countries are included. All of the Arab countries are included. Very rich countries and some that are not so rich, but just about everybody's included. It's never happened before. Nothing like that's happened before. And our final negotiation, as you know, is with Hamas. And it seems to be going well.
He sucks to listen to now because he's old and his brain is soft.
That's the case. We'll be leaving probably on Sunday, maybe Saturday. That very serious left group, 10 years. And other far-left extremists have been carrying out a campaign of violence against ICE agents and other officials charged with enforcing federal law.
Can we get to the part where they jerk each other off already?
Anarchists have surveilled.
This is him spitting on it for them, all right?
Diagrams of the buildings online, meaning nothing but bad.
Did they give him a sippy cup? Is this a sippy cup? What is this?
I think it is.
That's got to be a sippy cup, so he doesn't spill it.
Photos of specific ICE agents that they're targeting. One in particular, who's a top person and a great patriot. In July, approximately a dozen Antifa-aligned militants stormed the ICE facility in Texas and then lured officers out of the building before firing dozens of rounds at police. They were crazy, frankly.
They were crazy.
Shooting one Texas officer in the neck. And in Portland, Oregon, Antifa thugs have repeatedly attacked our officers and laid siege to federal property in an attempt to violently stop the execution of federal law.
Laid siege by twerking at the gates.
What they're doing is not lawful. And what the governor and the mayor of, as an example, you could say of Portland, and you can say certainly of Chicago, it's not lawful what they're doing. They have to be very careful. In addition, 2 weeks ago, radical left terrorists in Dallas conducted a sniper attack on a local ICE facility, killing 2 people and leaving behind a note that read, "Hopefully this will give ICE agents some real terror." That's bad.
There was a
this
note that said
that. This attack came the very same month that Charlie Kirk was assassinated by a far-left extremist who described the words, hate campus speech in cities turn you. But if they do, they're in deep trouble.
The people I dine with, let them eat fucking
cake. The people that are funding these beautiful paper, beautiful, the same color. They come from very expensive print in something. These are paid anarchists.
Oh my God! By whom?
Is that my paper?
Courageous journalists have personally been victims of Antifa attacks. Andy Ngo has been repeatedly
that is a
beaten
fucking
by Antifa
rogues
thugs
gallery.
for his work and Andy is.
Oh God, Stephen Miller is a tiny little guy.
I have to tell you, I've been watching him for a long time.
Probably got a booster seat.
Is Andy here? That's what I thought.
Look at how small his melon is compared to like Caroline Levin's there. I mean, she's got kind of a big melon, but she's still small.
Much better. But thank you very much.
She's a giant next to him, though.
Yeah.
By Antifa, and
He should wear like an Italian suit, a nice tight-fitting one.
Yeah.
Not this.
Only days ago, Nick Sortor was assaulted in Portland by a
He's in between Noem and whoever the fuck that is over there at the end.
Look for the bald man.
Cash Patel.
Oh yeah, cash money.
Freedom of speech away because that's been.
Oh, hang on, this is important. Let's listen to this.
By a flag burning mob, and we've made it 1 year penalty for inciting riots. We took the freedom of speech away because that's been through the courts, and the court said you have freedom of speech, but what?
We took freedom of speech away because that's been through the courts, and the courts said you have freedom of speech. This guy's brain is fucking mush.
What has happened is when they burn a flag,
I don't even know what he's
it
talking about.
agitates, and
he doesn't know what he's talking about.
I've never seen anything like it on both sides. You end up with riots, so we're going on that basis. We're looking at.
Oh, we're going on the basis that if somebody burns a flag, it starts a riot.
Strongly about, but never passed the courts. This is what they do: is they incite. When you burn an American flag, you incite tremendous violence. We have many examples of it. Many examples.
Many. Go ahead. Name 6.
Tape, and you see things happen that just don't happen unless it's the flag that's burning. Very recently,
burning flags illegal. So
Davis Court was hit in the face with a flagpole in Portland by an Antifa radical, leaving her with a very blackened eye. So, Katie.
So now you will be sentenced to death if you have a flagpole.
Also say that I watched Nick. Where's Nick? Is Nick here? Nick. Hi, Nick.
Wait, what?
That was a rough time you went through. I hope you got my little note. I wrote you a note.
Oh Jesus. That's the fucking right-wing agitator guy.
Yeah, that's that guy that was getting told to go somewhere else, and then he pointed out the sniper on the roof.
The Department of Justice
and he's sitting with the president.
Christians and
that guy.
Patriotic parents as domestic extremists. They said, oh, they're extreme because they believe in God. They're extreme because they go to a Catholic church or.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's not what they said.
Everybody was under the gun. Unless you were a really bad, sick person, then they left you alone. under the Trump administration, we're going after Antifa criminals and
does anybody believe this guy outside of MAGA
in
anymore?
serious trouble, and we have a lot of records already, a lot of.
I mean, they leave us for protests.
From the heart.
I mean, they leave his rallies because he just groans on and really boring.
Fairness, but she did it from the heart.
What you munching on over there,
She did
Tommy?
an incredible. Everybody was
Chicken.
People like Blumenthal that
Again
had a phony war
Valuable.
record for 20 years. He talked about it. What a hero!
Look at Bondi tap her fingers like, all right, come on. I got Qatari money to be taken.
He said, "What?"
Kristi Noem's doing the same thing. She's like, oh God, I got dogs to shoot.
Nah, she's gotta go fuck with Corey Lewandowski or whatever the fuck his name is.
Oh,
and then
yeah.
he went out and he cried and he was ready to drop out of the election.
Jesus.
I was hoping to get some free money because I ordered from Kava. So, Kava.
It was pretty bad, but it was nothing compared to Blumenthal.
Sorry.
I mean, he sits back.
No, you're good. I just like he's still talking about this fucking guy.
But I thought Pam was incredible yesterday, as well as Secretary Kristi Noem, who's really out there courageously, and I appreciated Kristi, amazing, which coming up with some great.
Oh, hang on, we gotta find that. We gotta find that picture of Kristi Noem staring down Antifa. Kristi, stay. But it was really, oh God.
Did y'all know she wrote a book?
Yeah, where she killed her dog.
Yeah.
And then in that same book, she said that she met with Kim Jong-un.
Yeah. So yeah, there. Okay, let's open this image, a new tab. Okay, so there's Kristi Noem doing her epic stare down of these like 6 people.
Yeah.
6, 7. Chicken guy was number 7. Let's see. Yep, here's a better picture. There's chicken guy. So yep, there were photographers everywhere. These are all professional photographers. Maybe not her. You never know. I don't know that guy's a professional photographer, but he is definitely a professional chicken man. And he won that stare down with Kristi Noem. And this is very embarrassing
That's
for
why
them.
he's a professional.
With her fucking goofy aviators and these 6 people. And like, as you can see, when they pull out, it's like maybe there's video of this as well. Yeah, and it's just like, there's just people standing there. Like, it's not very many people at all. They got to make it look like they're at war. By the way, this is war-torn Portland. They don't even have stores left, according to Trump. This car has long been abandoned.
Yeah, it's like a block or two, right? That's where all the protests and stuff kind of going.
Yeah, it's like a block, like a city block. And like one little on-road. So yeah, that's pretty funny. He sucks. Alrighty. X-Files theme.
Hell yeah.
Nice. X-Files is great. This has been Crying is a Free Action, a podcast about news and politics and things and going on in our country and around the world. We're here just because we don't want to live in an authoritarian United States. That would be bad. So we should probably do everything to stop that. And coming up is the No Kings protest, which is on October 18th. And
next Saturday.
Yep, it is a week from yesterday, this coming Saturday. You should definitely go. I would like to go, but I can't. I have to work, and I am the only person who is employed this week at that business, so I have to be there all week, sadly.
And you have to be there at the business store all week?
I have to be at the business store all week. Not quite by myself, but my business partner cannot cover me on Saturday while I am working because he will be in another state. So I'm encouraging some other local people to go, and I'm getting some people from the shop to go.
Work remotely.
What's that?
He can
protest remotely. Yeah.
Yeah.
So where can we go to see where we can join our local No Kings project?
I believe you can. There are several different places. You can go to theblop.org, and that is the big list of protests. And that lists pretty much everything in the United States. So if I look at North Dakota, I look at this week. Dang it, stupid. No matching contents. Okay. At any rate, you can also go to the No Kings protest website, because this is a No King and 5051 event. And so if you go to nokings.org, you can find events here. And I have to turn the scripts on if website. So there are a few, as you can see there. Even in little old North Dakota. So I think people are starting to get pretty upset about the things Trump is doing. Look at that. There's even, look at, what's this little island out here? What's this little island? That's not Hawaii.
I don't know, but that's a foreign country.
That's a foreign country. This is where Bad Bunny's from.
Is that Haiti?
He's from Cuba?
That's right. That's Venezuela.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
So we got some over in, I guess, the Walmart at Botany. We got one at Minot.
Yep.
Is it Minot or Minot?
It's Minot.
Minot.
Yep, it's Minot.
We got one Williston in here on Harmon Park.
Yep,
and in Bismarck, right in front of the state capitol, you can join the No. Yep, from 12 to 2.
Plenty of parking up there too, guys. They got lots of good parking up there. It's always been fun.
Just go to the business to the business store and park there, and then go to the.
Yeah, it's actually not that far of a walk from my business.
Just carpool there, it'd be fine.
Yeah, actually, that would probably be a good idea. Also, and then come to Parallax Games afterwards and spend all your yens. Yep. Also, who put this pizza cake comic in here? Because I refuse to show that on this show.
I did.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you can't ask that in all and be serious about it, because I don't do anything with.
That's true.
With notes.
That's true. I thought you were better than that, Tommy. Pizza cake, really?
I don't know what pizza cake is.
Okay.
All right, okay, we'll talk about it later. It's fine. No pizza cake. Got it.
Yeah. Oof. At any rate, go to the protest. I would really like to go. You will be labeled an anti-capitalist and probably a terrorist, but that's okay. You might end up in a wellness camp, but we all pretty much got to be prepared to go to one.
I mean, look, the United States was started by terrorists. I don't know what to tell you, bro.
Yeah, man. So yeah, thank you for being here. We are, as always, the team behind EasyVoteND.com. I'm working on writing some stuff. And as always, you can find old shows there. You can find some resources there. You can find all of the protest stuff there is under the resource section. Go there and check it out. We're on YouTube. We're on Twitch. We're on Blue Sky. We're not on Twitter because fuck Elon Musk. I'm not going to say it this week, but we might end up on Spotify this week if I'm nice about it. But I'm pretty mad about last week and Spotify. So
we love you, Spotify. Don't cancel us.
At any rate, thank you for being here.
You can't cancel me. I pay for it.
No, I mean, like, they won't let us put the show on there when I say.
We're not gonna say it. We're not gonna say it.
Bad words.
Yeah, especially referring to Spotify. So, because they platform people like Joe Rogan, Jordan Peterson, who has been living with mold for years, and they found out his brain is all soft too, and his daughter's like, "It's demons." Shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Let me exterminate those demons.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah,
fuck those guys.
In the brain. So
yeah. At any rate, that's what we got. I don't know if we're going to play video games later or not. It's been a weird week, and it's going to be a weird week for me as well. I would like to play video games, but Al, you are not at home. And
I still have games.
He still has games, though. So we might consider playing some games here after a little bit, but I want to go eat another sandwich and get some chores done. You guys got anything else before we head out today?
No.
Oh, we're good.
Alrighty. Well, Thank you for being here. EasyVoteND.com. We've been Crying is a Free Action podcast. Have a great week.